I think we should start with Moriking first, since that came out first chronologically. And I know, Lum, you kind of talked a little bit about Moriking a couple episodes back, but for those who may not have listened to that episode, what is Moriking by Tomohiro Hasegawa all about?
Moriking is about a rhinoceros beetle who ventures out into the world to become the king of insects and takes on a humanoid form. He is basically rescued / adopted as a pet by 2 siblings, and they raise him while he's still just in his rhinoceros beetle form for like a couple months, as he's still in a pupa. And when he hatches, he becomes that humanoid form. And the sister, Shoko, is all freaked out about it, but the little boy who really loves Moriking, Shota, really loves him and is not weirded out at all that he transformed into like a naked guy. So basically, they struggle with are they going to keep Moriking, or is Moriking going to have to leave? Ultimately, they adopt him as part of the family. And then the series is about Moriking basically living with the family, while also in the background there's a plot about, he has 5 other insect challengers. 5 other insects are also vying for the title of King of Insects. And they probably all have taken on humanoid forms. And we've met one of them already in the 4th chapter, the praying mantis girl. And her name is Oka Makiri. But she's kind of like a very shy girl who has kind of gotten herself involved with doing a lot of odd jobs just to make ends meet. So whether or not she'll be a serious challenger for Moriking remains to be a question. But they're already introducing some of these characters.
Oh, man. I only got to read the first chapter of Moriking. I'm making the increasingly wrong decision in hindsight to read more of the other series we're going to be talking about. But more on that later. So, Lama, I know you kind of talked about your thoughts on Moriking already. So I'll go ahead and start us off. Just judging from the first chapter alone, I thought it was fun. I liked it enough. I think you made the comparison to Sergeant Frog last time we talked about it. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I could totally see it. Do you remember Spring Weapon number 1?
Yeah, this is from the same creator, Spring Weapon number 1.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, it's going to follow a similar structure in terms of introducing these other Insect King challengers. That's kind of like how Spring Weapon introduced a bunch of the other robots in that series too, at least from what I heard from V-Lord, who read more of Spring Weapon past the Jumpstart run.
It's also very similar in that, like, they're both series where the main character's life is upended by some weird other character that isn't human, and like everyone else kind of accepts it.
Yeah, they're just freaking out about it while everyone else is like totally chill.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, from what you were saying about what happens past the first chapter, I'm already pretty interested in like reading the rest of this, because like I'm getting very strong vibes that this is going to end up being a battle manga at some point, where Moriking is going to have to fight against, like you just said, other humanoid insects, and I'm kind of all here for it, honestly.
We'll have to see, because we already met another challenger and she doesn't really seem to have much battle capabilities, though we haven't really seen her use her insect powers all too much. But I wonder, I think it could stick to a more community group, but sometimes delve into some more serious storylines, perhaps kind of the same balance Mission Yozakura family has kind of been going with.
Okay.
But overall, I do really enjoy the comedy in this one. I do find it very amusing. I think the character designs are very cute and fun, and I really enjoy reading this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep up with this too. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like I have a lot to say other than I feel like I have this problem with gag manga a lot, where it's like the only way to kind of talk about it would be to kind of talk about the jokes, and like sometimes I wonder whether I should do that or not, because it's like some people don't want to have jokes spoiled for them. In terms of anything that like I guess that made me laugh out loud the most, I did like the moment in the very beginning where the sister jumps out the window as her little brother is just hugging this giant naked man. It's just a funny image, and then immediately in the next panel, she's in like a split in the cast, and it's pretty great. But yeah, no, I wonder how this will do against Mitama Security, though. From what I've seen about the latest chapter, I wonder if it's possibly going to be ending anytime soon.
I hope not. I like Atomic Security a lot,
I do
but
too,
we
actually.
will see. Yeah, we will see. I guess it's all going to be luck of the draw. I mean, Mission Yozakura family also had a chapter that seemed like, we might not survive the next round. Let's start doing some endgamey stuff, some plot progression. But maybe it's just kind of a just to be safe tactic, and then if they do get the green light to keep going a little longer, they'll be able to. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the timing is just right enough that they won't have to be on their way out. But again, who knows at this point?
Yeah, exactly. So overall, Moriking it's fun, if you have any interest in reading it, I'd say at least read the first couple of chapters, see how you feel.
Yeah, I think it's doing a good job establishing a lot of different characters. I mean, the jokes, a lot of them are variations on the idea of Moriking does something strange and weird, and then Shoko freaks out, but no one else freaks out. But I think that the dynamic between the characters is a lot of fun. I like the family. I like both the mom and the dad. The dad is very similar to Shoko in that he is also very weirded out by Moriking and doesn't really want him in the house. But because Shoko doesn't like her dad and finds him very annoying and creepy, they couldn't be on the same page to make sure that Moriking didn't stay in the house. That was pretty funny. And the mom is also incredibly upbeat and chill about letting Moriking be in the house and having him do chores for them and stuff. So, yeah, it's a good dynamics there. And I really am interested in seeing how, Oka is going to fit into the dynamic because she becomes friends with Shoko. So is Shoko going to be more chill with her, even though now she knows that she's an insect person. And I like Oka's character of, she thinks that to, survive in the world, to become king, she's gotta live as a human and do all these odd jobs just to make ends meet. And then she, runs away from a potential confrontation with Moriking because she has to go to her next job. It's just a very funny concept for that character, too. So, yeah. I think that as the cast continues to expand, kind of just like with Atomic Security, how it started to find footing when more characters got added in. I think that this has a lot of potential with having more characters, having different types of variations on jokes, and having just characters bounce off of each other. And again, the art is a really strong point. All the characters look very, very cute, and the art is really clean, the gags are really clear. I think it has a lot of strong elements going for it as a comedy.
I would agree. I will say, as far as the first chapter goes, I was initially a little disappointed that Moriking didn't just, immediately take out all the other beetles during the wrestling contest. But also, I realized that wouldn't be very kingly of him, so it makes sense that, the other beetles would just kind of give up and bow towards their new insect king.
Yeah, I thought that was very funny.
But yeah, no, I'm liking Moriking so far. I'll definitely read it. I'll definitely keep reading it. I mean, it's like you said, I'm starting to realize, I think, that's where my interest in these gag series kind of live or die, is how much the cast kind of increases from the start onwards, and basically the strength of the ensemble cast is basically where my interest in these gag series live or die. Because I do agree that I think we could say that Mitama, I think, started off okay, but I think got so much better as it went on, and now I really look forward to reading it week to week.
Yeah.
And I really hope it doesn't end anytime soon, but it might. I don't know. We'll see.
It has really endeared me to its characters as time has gone on.
Oh, for sure.
Like Mr. Commentary and Zoiburo.
And Shakijiro.
And Yuko. Shakijiro is pretty great, yeah. So
I would argue he's the best character in the entire series and makes the
manga... very funny, yeah.
He makes the manga, instantly better every time he's around.
Yeah. I would agree.
Shout out to to one of the last... I'm still kind of I'm a few chapters behind, but I think one of the last ones I read was the one with the detective guy, whatever his name is, and how he dressed up as a lion or whatever, and they basically has an excuse to make a bunch of Lion King Broadway musical jokes. That chapter was amazing, but anyway.
Yeah. Amanda Haley does a great job with the translation on that one.
Yeah, I was pretty blown away, honestly.